And would you look at that? The end is here. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here from that Newman 2. Have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact, it is raining heavily outside. Like, it's literally storming, but I need to record, so it'd be like that, would it be like that? So you do hear the pitter-patter of rain. That's what that is. I try to edit it out, but every time I try to edit out rain before, I just end up jacking up the audio. So it's just gonna be like that. My fault. But speaking of, considering it's the last chapter, chapter 36, you know what I gotta hit for the last time? You know I have to pre-draw it. For the last time. I can't even say it. It's peak every month anymore. It's peak for the final month, man. Episode Nagi is over. This is the last chapter. I thought it was ending in August. But it's July. And this is the final chapter, I do believe. So, wow. We're done. Which is crazy. I know, like, episode Nagi only came out 3 years ago. But it definitely does feel like such a massive compliment to the main manga that I kind of never really expected it to end. Which is crazy, because I know, like, we would have to struggle a bit. It really would depend on, like, how the pacing of certain things would go. But considering we were, just getting into third selection at the end of the last chapter, I'm really intrigued to see how this ends off. I'm guessing we just don't even touch the U20 game, right? We're probably going to cover at least, like, one match in third selection. I don't know. But let's not waste more time. Let's hop right into chapter 36. Final chapter. I still... Sheeta, why are you shirtless? Sheeta, why are you sure? Aw, that's sweet. I completely forget the woman's name, but the Mikage butler. I think that's the guy from the start of the manga. The person that they encountered first before Blue Lock and then encountered again, kicked out of Blue Lock. Then that's Ego, that's Henri, and then it's just the rest of the Blue Lock. I don't know why. Like, I mean, this is a gorgeous color page, by the way. And once again, a really good distinction between the main mangaka's art style, Yusuke Nomura's art style and coloration, versus this mangaka's art style. In fact, you know what, since this is the final review, and I will probably never be seeing any art of this Blue Lock based again, Blue Lock episode Nagi artist. Who are they? I've looked them up before. Kota Sanomiya. That is the artist for the Blue Lock episode Nagi manga. Kota Sanomiya, a fantastic job of emulating the main style of these characters while adding their own personal touches that it is still just as beautiful as the main manga. And I still say it, I honestly think, not that Nomura was ever like a bad artist. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. But the thing is, I do feel like Kota Sanomiya did actually have Nomura step up their game in the main manga. Like, if you look at some early episode Nagi stuff and look at more recent main series Blue Lock stuff, especially if you look at the comparisons from right before episode Nagi started to once it started coming out, I think Sanomiya Sensei was like, maybe smacked Nomura on the behind a little bit and got them up and active a bit more. Because the whole manga quality picked up even more than it already had massively picked up by the start of the new Aegis League. But let's not waste any more time. This is just nice to see all these characters in color. Still know why Shido's shirtless though. But let's see. Final chapter, I still. A prodigy is a creature that can never come into being on its own. The one who discovers them first traces their outline. That's interesting. I mean, I guess that's kind of how it's been described for all the geniuses, right? Like, a genius must be discovered first. And ultimately, you know what, that does make me wonder, though. The one who discovers them first traces their outline. So who traced Baro's outline? Did Baro trace, like, genuinely, did Baro trace his own outline? And Shigiri, I'm assuming his coaches traced his outline, right? Like, speccing so heavily into his speed. For Bachira, I'm assuming he kind of was forced to trace his own outline, but not really. It was the abandonment / probably his own mother that ended up tracing Bachira's outline. Like, I'm thinking of all the major geniuses and, like, what could have traced their outline. Because this is true. Obviously, you know, this is meant to reference how Reo traced Nagi's outline. And the whole reason Nagi got into soccer in the first place was because of Reo. So I do wonder, can I trace well, you don't know Shida. We still have other than his own stated motivation of, hey man, I'm just trying to prove my existence real permanent real quick. Let me just... we have no real context for Shido's history to determine who traced his outline. Same thing for Charles. We don't know what got him in the contrarian mindset. And I feel like while Loki could have just been specced around in the same way Chihiro was probably specced around with like, oh, boy fast, do fast boy things. I'd actually be very interested. We haven't gotten any Loki backstory, so I'd be interested to see that. And we know that Noah's outline was traced by his environment, right? In a very similar way to Abachiro's abandonment ended up tracing his own outline of the monster. For Noah, it was simply the struggles he went through that forced him to level up and free himself through soccer. So I do like the idea that geniuses, or in this case, what's being used here, prodigies, can have their outlines traced by the one who discovers them first, but the one doesn't have to be a singular individual person. It can be a person, it can be a place, as we know with Nagi recently, the whole idea of him being defined by Blue Lock, and it could be literal things. So it's very interesting, very interesting. Whole bunch of nouns. Let's see. Traces their outline. Wait. Never mind. So this is ego speaking. Hold on a second. We're going to take the slightest of sip. I went to sip from this earlier, and I didn't realize the back was still open, so I poured water all over myself, and I was so mad. But let's see. Sorry about that. Let's see. A prodigy is a creature that can never come into being on its own. The one that discovers them first traces their outline. But that is nothing but an outline. The moment they get satisfied with being discovered and stop polishing their internal ego, a prodigy loses their glow. That's true. That's true. We saw it Nagi. And it is very interesting, right? Because I'd say to some degree that Reo himself is also a prodigy, right? Or like he's definitely genius coded, right? Like obviously he has the aspects of a talented learner, but the ability to spontaneously copy and perfectly mirror moves you see only once. That's not. I mean, like that technically is data absorption and very similar to the adaptability trait of Isagi, but not to the same degree. I feel like Reo is definitely kind of a genius, and it's interesting how he pairs with Nagi, right? Because obviously in that duo specifically, Reo's meant to be the talented learner, but also he had his own internal ego, that desire, that hunger to be number one. When we see Baro, we know another definitive genius, a confirmed genius or prodigy. He has that definitive ego, his desire to be number one, the greatest in the world, no matter what. And so on and so on for Shido with his motivations of becoming eternal by, busting everyone. Like, legitimately, we have all these different characters who do have their own egos, some of which we don't even know who outlined them, but they've been able to fill themselves out. And also, like, Nagi, he's so far. Well, at least, once again, the main manga, at the time of recording, the latest chapter of the main manga that's out is 310. So technically, Nagi did get fired up again. So maybe he started to fill out his own outline again with his own ego, thanks to Ikaguri. But we'll see. And stop polishing their own internal ego. A prodigy loses their glow. Oh, do you mean Sashiro Nagi, Ego-san? Oh, are we skipping into the future? Let's see. No, I mean Nagi and Reo. Ah, see? See, okay, but then again, is he referring to Reo in the same way I was referring to Reo? As in, despite having the aspects of a talented learner, he definitely still does have like prodigy slash. Whoa! What happened? What happened? I hope I didn't jack up. I mean, I'm still recording. Sorry, currently as I started recording, before I was gonna record, I was gonna play a little bit of Rivals because season 3 dropped, but I was like, wait, actually, I do need to record right now. So it was updating for season 3 load, and it just did, and it hijacked my entire computer. So I was afraid it stopped OBS, but it didn't stop OBS, and the screen's still here. So I'm assuming everything's fine. Let's see. Watch me get all the way through this review. It's gonna be like an hour long, and then I'm gonna be mad because I lost everything. It has happened before, but I wouldn't be shocked. Oh, wait a second. I'm not sure if that did anything, but let's see. No, I mean Nagi and Reo. Those two are the ones I found and invited to Blue Lock. Yes, Henri. And we all know how Ego feels about you and your opinions. I feel bad for Henri as a character, man. Like for a character who does have so much passion for Japanese soccer and like so much genuine, real motivation, I feel like she's not taken seriously in the narrative or out of the narrative. And it's bad because she's not being taken serious by like just like a bomb like Buratsuta, right? Like, fine, okay. Buratsuta doesn't take any of Blue Lock serious. He just views it all as money. Fine, we can go with that. But even Ego doesn't really take her seriously. He has his moments where he's like, oh, thank you, or I appreciate this, or good work, or take a nap, or like he has moments where he does, like, cherish her. I feel like 9 out of 10 times, whenever Anri's on screen, it's either her being used for being the only female character that consistently appears in this manga, and or being dunked on by Ego, man. Like, it's real rough for this character. Let's see. Those two are the ones I found and invited to Blue Lock. The best egotists in the world. I believe those lumps of talent... Oh, I believe those two lumps of talent match that idea. That ideal. Please guide them until they become the best director. Oh, but see, you know, I do... Oh, that makes Anri presumably, like, saying, hey, yo, gay, I will legitimately call the cops on you if you don't get a Blue Lock property. At, like, 3:07. All the more heart-wrenching. Because she's actually being here with Ego, like, hey, I see potential in these two. I know you didn't find them, but I did. I want you to, like, do it. Like, I know you can. Please raise them up. And obviously, Reo is being raised up by Ego regardless, right? Like that's fine. Reo passed the test. But Nagi... Oh, Nagi. I mean, presumably he's going to be back. Probably through the Buratsuta 3. But still, what a terrible fate. We'll see. Please guide them until they become the best director. Actually, isn't there something else you should be worried about? What? Huh? Beep beep. Sanomiya Sensei? Why? This is your final chapter. I was just glazing your Blue Lock art. Why? Why? I don't get it. Why is he in the buff? Why does he look like that? I don't know. This is like an ugly, like, you know what? Considering how much I glaze both Sanomiya Sensei and Yusuke Nomura Sensei, I can be real. I can be real with y'all. And I think y'all know I'm being real when I say this is just an ugly drawing. like this is just a horror. Like, I mean, I get it. It's super stylized, but it doesn't even like fit. Like, Bachiro's not this scrawny. Like, he's definitely like one of the leaner Blue Lock, but not only is he not this scrawny, his face isn't like this. Is just an ugly drawing. Like, overall, like, I don't know. This is, and you're opening with this. This is one of the first pages of the chat. What? Yeah, no, it's just ugly. All right. Which teams are you guys picking? Can I decide for you? And like, we're burning chapter time on this. Naked Bachira, run around with the team cards. This is the final chapter. Let's see. Hey, stop him, Pipsqueak. Okay. Okay. Pitching soap and a broom. Bro, shouldn't you be throwing the broom? Let's see. Oh, and they both whiffed. I'm over here. You missed me. I mean, like, Bacho's reflex is going crazy, makes sense. But why? But still, why did he? Let's see. We've cornered you, little bee. Please return our card. See, Nico, you gotta be a little bit meaner with it. You can't say please. You just gotta bum rush. Let's see. Santetsu ought to reach in this manga and smack you, dog. You've reached a red end. Don't you mean dead end? Zantet, stupid. Like, once again, why is he mad? I mean, I gotta stop saying once again. Furthermore, this is some amazing physicality from Bachira. But still, dude, put some clothes on, maybe? Let's see. Oh, Nico. Oh, Nico, my poor boy, Nico, why? Let's see. Ah! Somebody stop him! You're done? Let's play tag. Let's play more tag, you egotisters. This is such a weird scenario. Huh? Stop? Alright. A dead end? Hey, what are you guys doing? Ah, Reo! Was this wall always here? Oh, I think they closed that earlier. It's a passage that connects to the top six's room. It's a wall to cut them off so we can't interact during the trial. Ah, so we can't interact with them during the trials. Okay. I mean, this is an interesting angle to see from this, but like, oh, you know, we're with Reo right now, but still very, very interesting angle to tackle this from. Oh, gotcha. Is that Nico or Kira? I can't tell. Grab him! Do it, purple head! Okay. Whoa, Monkey Bachira. Yeah, me too. Like, what is happening right now? I'm up here. Come on, tag me. Okay. Ook. Is it meant to be like a monkey nose? Let's see. Darn, he got away. Ook! Okay, Zantetsu. Where does that go? Quit squawking and find him! Please catch him next time you see him, Reo-kun. We need to get our cards back. That's so sad, yo. Like, how y'all this bummy? I know, like, Bacho's, like, a genius and all, but he should not have done all this dirty. It doesn't even look like he was trying. It looks like he was low diffing y'all. He doesn't even have any grippers. Well, then again, they all got the grippers out. But, like, dog, he ain't got nothing on. Really? And he's rolling in one of them nasty behind vents. Nasty. Let's see. Go that way! No, this way, Zantetsu-kun. That wall won't open. Yikes. My card is safe. Yeah, Reo's chilling. He's like, no, I'm good. Decide for yourself which team you want to join. We know Reo ends up joining Nagi's team. So yeah, I'm guessing we really aren't going to see even a lick of the U20 game. We're just going to see maybe a little portion of third selection. What? It looks like we're already maybe a fifth or fourth of the way through the chapter. Which choice is the right one? What does my ego want? It wants men. Okay, let me stop. Oh, Sesshodo Nagi. Okay, so we're back with him. Okay, but he's in the top 6 area training with them. Let's see. So Nagi and Yukimaya. They are the duo, so let's see. Whoa. Stupidly fast. Whew. That'll do it for today's training. I can't be tired for the real deal tomorrow. Plus, I'm wiped after dealing with those two. Okay, so they were specifically training in the duos. Huh? Oh my. Oh my. Fancy things are happening right now. I'm not sure if I was at it. Yeah, but so far there have been like 3 separate things in this video. I know there's at least one section I'm gonna have to like directly edit out. I'll see if I have to edit out this section too. Oh no, we'll see. Let's see. Did you call, Yuki? Yeah. Well, we're wiped after talking with you, sensitive 4 eyes. Ain't that some foreshadowing? Ain't that some retroactive foreshadowing? You're too laid back. Being with you guys makes you feel like my senses are dulling. That's actually interesting. You know what? There are definitely people like that, where you're vibing with them so much that you kind of like, you start to do things that you typically wouldn't do, and you're like, whoa, what happened? Sometimes the vibes be too immaculate, where you're like, hold on, I'm not as locked in as I should be. What's going on here? Let's see. Being with you guys makes me feel like my senses are dulling. If that's true, then that's all your ego's worth. Don't act like you can see others resolve, you idiot. Laid back is a compliment to me. Easy breezy fun is my ideal. Very interesting. Very interesting. And you know, I like that Kurasu, once again, the more logical and tactical of the two, the talented learner, obviously, he goes in very directly for like the idea of directly insulting Yukimaya and sort of downplaying him and his abilities to be like, dude, you're a bum. Meanwhile, Otoya, the more genius of the two, is like, you know, actually, you gotta spin right now. That's kind of me. I like how the two tackle it. Once again, furthermore, Kurasu and Otoya are both characters I don't think I appreciate as much as the fandom on average, but the more and more exposure I get to them, the more and more I'm appreciating them. Will they ever break into like my top 10? Probably not, but they're definitely in the top 20. Like they both have to be. Otoya once would have been fighting for it before, while I always kind of really like Kurasu, but I think the more and more I get of them, and the better and better I understand their characters, the more and more I appreciate them. Let's see. That's why I'm so different from you. That's why you're a drag. Darn! I mean, like, not inaccurate. And Yukimai, you also have other reasons why you're a bit different from them. Well, it's not like I'm going to fight you. Okay. I always forget that Yukimai is one of the few, like, 18-year-olds. Let's see. Well, it's not like I'm going to fight you. Huh? I'm an adult, so I deal with things peacefully. You know what? That is honestly, like, true to 4. Like, then again, I don't think I was ever a person to solve anything with violence. Also because like people just didn't want to do violence against me. I'm a big guy. I've always been a big guy, and now I'm like relatively big and muscular too. So like now people really don't want to mess with me. But even back in the day, most people didn't. But violence has kind of like never been a thing I resort to. I always try to de-escalate. I've never really been a fan of violence because you know all humans are relative. Don't sleep. That person who's like 100 pounds soaking wet can probably still break one of your bones. Power scaling, well, relevant in real life. It ain't that. You are not taking no damage from somebody hitting you. And they can hit you in the wrong way. Let's see. Yeah, well, I don't give a darn about something like that. Oh, I don't give a darn about someone like that. So, that's actually interesting. I didn't realize that Kurasu and Otoya had, like, this more were like devious and diabolical. I like it though. I like it though. I like these two. And once again, it makes sense because Yukima is a genius versus a talented learner here, and they both have that like fundamental disagreement that neither of them rocks with. Let's see. The top 6 really is a collection of strong egos, huh? Yeah. I mean, Cross is strong in a weird way. Otoya is strong, but I actually would say this is like one of the weirdest strong duos in the series, relatively speaking. Just because of how like off kilter they are in comparison to a lot of the others. Meanwhile, Yukimai definitely has a more traditional strong ego, I'd say, even if he does hide it under a more casual and lighthearted facade. Let's see. Sup? I'm taking a break, Sashiro Nagi. Matches with you always fire me up, you know. The allegations are never being beaten. They're we're never being the BL allegations, bro. Never. Look at this wing, bro. Look at this wing. Like you know he wants a piece of that. You know what? Like I'm not blind. You can't fool me. Kind of shows. I know what you are. I know what you. And I think he actually is like in what's it called? Like food joshi? What was it? Boy lover or boy BL a BLL if you will, a boy lover. I think that's what Nomura Sensei, or not Nomura Sensei particularly, but I do think Kanashiro Sensei is actually confirmed to be one of those. That is like a whole like subclass of fiction fans in Japan. It's like that is a thing. So we're never being the allegations because I don't even think they're allegations at this point. They're just facts. Let's see. Later, peace. He's a weirdo too. If we'd been at school, they all would have been weirdos. I mean, no, you weren't exactly normal yourself, dog. Let's see. But that's okay. Only the ones who can bear their egos can survive in Blue Lock. And I like how he picks these 4 in particular. I love how Baro, on top of Isagi, obviously Isagi left the most massive impression on Nagi. Naturally, that's the reason why his ego died later. But I love how Baro has also left such a heavy stain on Nagi. And obviously because he worked together with him a whole lot before this point. But still, Baro, especially as a person who didn't really respect Baro at first, didn't really get Baro at first, and even went out of his way to disrespect Baro, Nagi, through his development of Blue Lock, is able to recognize that, no, Baro's built like that. Sure, does he have his issues? Yeah. Does he have his problems? Absolutely. Is he a maniac? Undeniably. But he's one that Nagi can respect for his capabilities, and for his determination, and for his ego. Which is funny, because Nagi himself, he just couldn't hack it. Even amongst these oddballs of ego havers, he just wouldn't be able to reach it. Let's see. But that's okay. Only the ones who can bear their egos can survive in Blue Lock. On the peak of this. Oh, and the one standing on the peak of this. Oh, and the one standing on the peak is the monster, Rin Itoshi. And you know what? I'm already reflected. And I know people are going to be like, oh, here we go. Pencil changing his mind on characters again. Hey! I can't help that I'm nuanced. And I have very particular biases, and I want to like the things I read and review, so that's like I will like almost gaslight myself into liking things. I'm appreciating Rin more. And notably, this isn't even coming off a reread of PXG. In fact, I think, honestly, the reread of PXG may knock him back down again. I kind of don't. I mean, like, I like how Rin was using PXG, but at the same time, I kind of don't. But with that being the case, I think I'm appreciating Rin more. Not just for the aura, though obviously that's what prompted this more positive response in this moment. I think I do just like the character a bit more. And I think the reason I struggle to empathize with him or sympathize with him so much is mainly because I'm the eldest sibling. So I just don't really get the whole, like, little brother complex. Like, it is not a thing I fully get. And at the same time, I don't really empathize or sympathize with Say that much because I also could never imagine doing something like that to my own little brother. So, like, it is just a weird thing where I don't really link directly to either of the characters or realistically their struggles that much. So it truly is more of an analytical appreciation of what the characters do and what role they serve in the narrative rather than me being like, oh, I like this character because I can relate to them in some sense. If I think about it hard enough, I can probably relate to both in many senses, but those links don't happen as automatically as they do with a character like Nagi, a character like Isagi, a character like Baro, a character like insert character here. Where almost every other character, I'm like, oh, here's how I can relate to this, and here's a story about it. With Rin and Say both, I'm kind of just like, I mean, they're cool guys doing cool guy things, I guess. We'll see. Hey, number 1. Want to go one-on-one with me? Ah, okay, So now he still wants smoke though. He's like, I see you stand at the top. Let me see if I can bring you down. Let's see. Huh? I don't care about you, Whitehead. Go worship Isagi. Once again, I gotta stop saying that. Following the whole idea of retroactive foreshadowing, there's nothing more hilarious than Rin Itoshi of all characters being like, go worship Isagi. When he's the one who glazes him and gave him the title of Demon King. When he's the one who literally sold the fundamental bag. The big, fat, thick, juicy Omega bag. When he was fighting PXG. All because of his love. It's like it is a vitriolic love, but his love for his like gang ruining. If this ain't a retrospective pot calling the kettle black, I don't know what is. Listen. As I thought. I really don't even show up on his radar. Yeah, I mean, and that is interesting, right? And it does work because we know... Tap down. Hold on, I'm thinking. It works because we do know that Rin is a person who will kind of go out of his way to recognize people if they prove recognizable, right? And ultimately, Nagi never did. We know that even if Rin doesn't like him, Rin does acknowledge Shido. Well, like that is a thing where Rin may despise the very ground Shido walks on. But he admits that Shido knows ball. Like he can't deny that. Same thing with the Isagi glaze. Like ultimately, there are moments and instances where like it is just a case. Where am I going? This is what I'm multitasking right now. I'm looking at this screen, I'm looking at this screen, I'm looking at this screen. But it is a case where if you're able to force yourself into Rin's radar, Rin will respect you. But so far, Nagi never did anything to prove that. And it's funny because we did literally see Nagi overcome Rin. But Rin, Mr. Tunnel Vision himself, sees another type of tunnel vision in Nagi and sees that it goes way lower than his tunnel vision in a sense and thusly disregards him. Right? Because ultimately this Rin, for selection Rin, and so a good chunk of PXG Rin was focused on Sei and beating Sei exclusively and getting stronger to defeat Sei. Just like Nagi spent a good chunk of his time focusing on Isagi, getting stronger to beat Isagi and overcoming him. But since Isagi is lower on like the power scaling podium in Rin's mind, he doesn't give Nagi the time of day because he's working to defeat an adversary that Rin believes he's already completely overcome. So it is very interesting to see. Let's see. But he's the same as me. An egotist thwarted by Isagi's light. Well, thwarted is a strong word. Because so far, at this point in the manga at least, Rin never lost to Isagi. Like, not once. Well, he lost interaction. Like, he won every single game with Isagi. He captured him. Like a Pokemon. So, like, realistically, he isn't just thwarted by Isagi's light, but he's drowning in the light that is Hitoshi's Sei. Which is a very, very interesting idea. Let's see. Isagi is even starting to change Rin Itoshi. Blue Lock Shadow King. Oh, yeah. Am I lagging? I am. Why? I'm literally on. Why are you like this? What do you say? Yeah. Let's see. Blue Lock Shadow King. I want to beat him. I want to test myself and fight him again. Right now. All of what I am. Oh, wait, no. All of what I am right now. But see, that's the thing. It was so strong. It was so focused and so determined. But it was too small, man. And the beautiful tragedy is that he didn't even win. He didn't even win, man. He didn't even win. That's a crazy thing. He beat Isagi in a battle, but then proceeded to lose literally the entire war. Like, horrifically lose the entire war. So seeing this purity, this determination, this ego so heavily based around the Shadow King, the Demon King, and knowing that it will be his greatest downfall in spite of the focus it provides him. Oh, it hits, but it hits directly in my heart and soul, man. It hurts. Let's see. I want to smash it into Isagi again. Whoa! Allegations! We're not beating him. We're not beating. I want to smash it into Isagi again. Now, let's read the full phrase. All of what I am right now. I want to smash it into Isagi. And you're like, Pencil Man, you just have a dirty mind. No, I don't. Once again, these aren't even like Nomura Sensei. Not Nomura Sensei. Kind of shows like they know what they're writing. I'm not reading into stuff. This is just here. It's not my fault. I was like, I want to smash it into Isagi again. Have him really feel it. Let's like, beep, 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 beep. Ugh. Oh, he's thinking between all the two teams to go with? Alright. It's the same for... Oh, yeah, so we're going to be flashing back to this discussion. It's the same for me. Oh, Reo. You don't know which team to choose, right? Huh? I thought you'd choose Nagi's team without question. I don't want to hear that from you after you split us up. Hey! Reo. He ain't split up nothing. Well, I mean, like, maybe on the run back. But, like, still, he ain't split up nothing. You just weren't good enough. Let's see. And that was in the case of Nagi. Nagi abandoned you. Let's see. I want to hear that from you after you split us up. Sorry about that. Choosing Nagi's team and playing soccer with him. That's what I planned on, but now I'm not so sure. Why not? Well, Nagi picked you during the second selection. I made it this far thinking I'd make him regret not picking me, but after seeing him rise up to the top 6, when I rationally compare him to where I am now, it feels like he's just going further and further away. I don't feel confident I could fight on even footing with him. And you know what that's it's funny. I mentioned how I couldn't really link with Rin or Sei, but I can link with Reo in this sense. It's because I also do understand those moments where, like, you see something, you understand something, but there's not really much you can do about it, especially in relation to another person, right? And notably, I'm thinking of it in, like, similar fields, like in academia. I still remember there were times where there was just people that were just smarter than me, and not smarter than me in one thing, right? Like, obviously, you know, we had some people who were good at math, some people were really good at science, some people were really good in the English or the humanities. But no, I still remember, there were like 3 people that I knew distinctly. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there were 3 people I knew distinctly who kind of just flatline diffed me on every single aspect. I know there are people who rivaled me in some or surpassed me in some, but then I would get them back in other aspects or other like levels of schooling. But no, I know 3 solid people who just viciously diffed me at every opportunity and almost everything. The only thing I beat them in was physical stuff, but like that didn't matter because I wasn't really doing physical things for the sake of my future. Wasn't really ever in my cards. So like they just kind of trounced me. And I understand that feeling of like concern where you kind of want to work with them or work alongside them because they're like, clearly they're doing something right and I'm not doing something right. So let me see if I can figure out by leeching off them a little bit. But at the same time, you don't want to leech off them a little bit because they're like, man, I don't want to hold them back. And at the same time, I think they're just better. I think they're actually just built like that. And that's what Reo's in right now. And I do understand that. That is a rough scenario to be in, but it's so true to life where sometimes you just get diffed. There's always a bigger fish, man. And sometimes the bigger fish be smacking around. I was like, I don't feel confident I could find an even footing with him. It also feels like if I let this chance slip away, I won't get another. But it also feels like I'll just move farther away if he sees how worthless I am. Now, I don't know what I should do. And see, you know what? I can somewhat relate to this as well. That feeling of indecision, just in general when it comes to making a choice, but very specifically in regards to someone else, especially someone you like look up to. It's like, man, even if they wouldn't give it a second thought, just because you're the one thinking about it, it does make you ponder, makes you think like, man, is this the way to go? Is this the move to make? So that is a real, once again, human emotion and conflict I really like for Reo. No, I don't know. What should I do? Huh? Maybe I've said too much to Isagi. It's not like I want him to understand. Oh. Okay, he's being a little sooner right here. It's not like I want him to understand my pain or anything. Baka! It's the same for me, Reo. Rin is the same for me. Not at all. Huh? Isagi is the same? Never imagined Isagi and I could think the same way. Which, once again, I know there's a lot of... what do you guys think? Do you think Reo is... Hold on, let me get in camera. Do you guys think Reo is a talented learner or a genius? I'd say he has to be a genius. I think he's once again, I am one of the many who doesn't really think there actually is that fine of a line between talented learner and genius. I don't think you're absolutely one or absolutely the other. I think there's definitely a chance where you could burst open and mix on some artificial mood type beat. But with that being the case, Reo definitely, he just gives so many genius vibes, but at the same time, this is that talented learner stuff where he subconsciously picked up metavision just by copying it immediately and subconsciously, which is only possible because he thinks in a similar way to Isagi. And we know Isagi is the talented learner man, even if I also think he does have genius tendencies. Let's see. You're right. If I don't fight him now, he might go somewhere totally unreachable. And honestly, I don't want to regret that. He's like, man, it may be rough, it may be difficult, it may seem impossible and strange even, but I gotta lock in, gang. I ain't got no choice in the matter. What's it? I've always just thought of him as an enemy to defeat, but Isagi is surprisingly earnest and a good guy. Why are we getting so many closes with the dog? What's it? Okay, thanks, Reo. I made up my mind thanks to you. But you know what? I do like the idea that Isagi is just genuinely a nice guy. A cool cat. A chill individual. To the point where his inspiration can come from not just on the pitch and him going absolutely crazy there, but also just very specifically him being Isagi. Him being a nice guy. Him being truly, like, real and hopeful and interacting with his fellow Blue Lockers. That's enough to rise up in a way here. And this is a good example of it. I'm gonna prove that the path I choose that the path I chose was the right one. If we met in other circumstances, maybe we could have understood each other better. That's true. That's true. And also, I do think we're gonna see a lot more of Isagi Reo, Agi Reo in, well, not Agi Reo because Agi is actually a separate character. We're gonna see a lot more of Isagi Reo in the U20 World Cup. I could definitely see a scene or a moment where it's Isagi, Hiyori, Reo, and Aiku with Nico all just standing around busting open a play. Like, just all breaking down and explaining everything to each other and, like, trying to figure out how they can counteract it. I can see the vision already. I can see the vision where Isagi recognizes that Reo has the vision and can now be, like, incorporated and worked into his schemes in the same way that Hiyori is. I can see it so clearly. Let's see. If we met in other circumstances, maybe we could have understood each other better. Sure. See you tomorrow. Yeah! See you on the field. And I do like how Isagi, he's thankful, but he doesn't linger on it. He's like, hey, thanks, gang. Deuces. And he just leaves. Because that's it, right? Like, Isagi, he has, not necessarily, like, a one-track mind, but he's close. He's close to the idea of absolute focus and absolute one-trackness. And that allows him to sort of disregard the human emotions that he needs to maintain in order to, you know, drive himself. Let's see. See you on the field, huh? That guy really doesn't think about anything but soccer. Huh? But in a good way. I feel like I finally understand a bit of what drew Nagi to him. My heart feels a bit... We're not beating the allegations, man! Why? Well, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I don't even want us to beat the allegations. I'll be completely honest. I'm so down with BL being BL. Like, I don't know. Like, I ain't knocking. So the allegations, they're ever present, they're eternal, they're immortal, they're indestructible. But honestly, is that such a bad thing? What's it? I feel now, I just want to fight alongside Nagi. And he does eventually, leading to Nagi. It hurts. Let's see. What should I do? What do I do? Oh, over Bachira? Where did Bachira-kun go? Run. Get away. This is genuinely absurd. Like, why would... I mean, I get he just likes to mess with them, but that actually is kind of crazy to take people's stuff like that. Like we know it'll all be fine, but still, man, Bachira, you did not have to do this. There you are, you darn monkey! Found him! Ook! Catch me if you can! Like, this is still such a weird thing to do for the final chapter. There he is! I'll seal you in! These are very, animated expressions a little bit. Even if I do think that earlier Bachira drawing was weird, these are very good expressions for these characters. I'll seal you in! Stop. But I can get through here! Hold it! Oh, come on, this way? That way? Oh, not that one! I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Then again, I guess there's really no reason to, like, use all of the abilities to lock down Blue Lock at once until this scenario. We'll see. Okay. So Bachira causes the trouble, so that makes sense. That's a good way to subvert it. Essentially, kind of shows since they need to right around the way for somehow he had to write around the fact that Nagi and Reo were separated by the wall. So he has Bachira cause a whole bunch of mess. So Omri lifts up the wall to the top 6 area. So Reo can presumably go visit Nagi while he's training, if I had a hazard a guess. Huh? Huh? It opened? That's the passage to the top 6. Ooka! Lupin! No, we aren't gonna entertain that. So that's why he was shirtless in that. Why? I'm not gonna ask. Okay, yeah, that was just, I'm not gonna lie, weird, as fine as it is, yeah, just like I thought. So Reo, the reason that happened is so Reo could get to Nagi, even though Nagi was locked away in the top 6 training area. Fine enough. Weird. I don't know what the obsession was with drawing the characters basically in the buff. Shido literally in the buff. Like, why? Like, it's just like all the characters, like, I think Shido may be an adult. Bachira's still like a kid, right? Like, I don't know. That's just, that is a little weird. I'm not really, like, Sanomio Sensei, Kaneshiro Sensei, weird way to write. Like, just generally strange. Alright, let's see. Reo and Nagi. Yep, Nagi grinding mad hard right now. Interesting, he's labeled as 7, though. He should be 6. Oh, well, actually, no. This is still his second selection outfit, not his third selection one. Let's see. Up, a ball comes out. Boom! Okay, and he scores it. More. Boost my reflexes more. I want to make stronger shots. I'll never beat Isagi like this. I want a new me. That hunger, that desire, that need for evolution. It's a strong, devious thing. I know that hunger. Let's see. I want a new me. Yeah, and he just keeps launching. Oh, but the ball comes out from all the different directions, and he's reacting. Okay, it's kind of like back in the goal test. Well, not the goal test, but how many the 100 goal pass, whatever thing. Now he goes in, he shoots again. Nagi. That's a good expression. If you can get fired up, then that's enough for me. Ah, okay, so now you just got fired up Gender 310. That'll be enough for Reo. I like it. Let's see. I can feel that way now. All because we separated. I made it this far on my own. I feel like I can finally say what I couldn't say back then. Okay, Nagi. Go on. Let's meet again. Beyond our dreams. Oh, and I love this art style. The very brush-like, faded look that it has here. Sanomio Sensei. Outside of the weird stuff he did earlier with Bachira and Shido. Real good stuff. Let's meet again beyond our dreams. Ah, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. See, I'm liking it. Let's see. Encouragement. This isn't enough. Gotta be stronger. Gotta be fiercer. I need to transcend those egotists. An interesting main 4. He feels like he had so little interaction with Yukimaya. Let's see. Ball comes out. Nagi runs in. And I do like how this very much reminds me of Dragon Ball Image Training, where these phantom versions of these characters now appear to sort of haunt the characters who are using them. It does make me wonder if that'll ever be adopted for real in the main manga. Like, technically it did get adopted, or even not really adopted. Technically, it started in the main manga with Sei, I'm pretty sure. The idea of the phantom being there that needs to be overcome. But very specifically in this way, with this kind of artistic design stylization and stuff like that. I wonder if we're ever going to see these in the main manga. Especially now that we're kind of beyond the training stage. Like, we're in a point where all's about to go down for real. So, I wonder if we're going to see these phantoms ever again. Especially considering we're going to be fighting Loki. I wonder if there's going to be, like, a Loki phantom that is going to end up haunting Blue Lock. Because I still don't think they're going to beat France. Not in the group matches. Let's see. Ball comes out. Nagi gets the ball. Traps it with the back heel. Over the Borrow Phantom. The Yukimaya Phantom and the Karasu Phantom. Okay, overhead taps it. So he traps it with the back of his heel. Knocks it ahead with... Once again, this dynamic posing is fantastic, though. Knocks it over the back of the head with the ball of his foot. Dashes through the phantoms. Lunges in. Oh! So even though... That's nice. Even though he overcame the Isagi Phantom, because that's currently the base of his ego, it's still able to sort of rebirth itself and pop up out of nowhere. Seemingly beyond Nagi's expectations, too, considering he was not initially spawned in with the rest of the egotists. I was like... Darn it. It's still not enough. Oh, the retroactive foreshadowing of doom and despair, dog. And let me guess, Ray's gonna pass to him. Just like Ray ended up passing to him in oh man, just like he ended up passing to him in Manshine. And just like then Nagi's gonna succeed, but he's gonna fail in the long run. Oh, this is gonna hurt. I was like, No, we've got this. Boom. You can get even more fired up. And that does make... Can Reo see the phantoms? We know... Unironically, we know Baro and Nagi had, like, a group hallucination. So I wonder if Reo has the same thing. Like, can he also see the phantoms? Or does he just see Nagi pausing and is like, don't worry, I'm not gonna let you stop. Let's see. Boom. Over at Cross of Doom. Ah, that's a good ball. Where'd that come from? Oh, so he didn't even hear Reo say that. So even when he doesn't realize that Reo's there supporting him. Oh, that hurts. Let's see. Go on, Prodigy. Don't turn back. With this, I can visualize it. That's it. Even freer. Absorb. Create. Traps the ball. Isagi Phantom lunges in. Feint. Is this gonna be... Oh, okay. No. Okay, I'm about to say, please don't think we're gonna get, like, a preview to the 5-stage volley. Let's see. Feint. Isagi stops. Then, go into a shot. Okay, so yeah, so this is just a regular trap feint. Let's see. Into a shot. Go on. As far as you can. Darn. I'm a god. Oh, Nagi, if only that were true, buddy. If only that were true. Let's see. The world is waiting for your fiery ego, Nagi. Waiting indeed. But boom, goal of... Oh, and interesting. You know what? That makes sense. If we aren't gonna... So I guess we're at the end of the chapter, though. At least it looks like from where I'm scrolling. We're at the end of the chapter. There's no way we're seeing any of actual third selection. Very weird. Well, I guess it has to do with the main manga and its pacing. Like, I'm assuming that's the main reason episode Nagi's ending. Because if this were to continue... Like, Nagi's gonna be back in the main narrative. That's why we're probably ending it here and now. We started it right when Nagi wouldn't be part of it. Like 3 years ago is when the new Ignis League started at the same time. So essentially, to fill in the gaps where there wouldn't be any Nagi, we had episode Nagi. But now that Nagi presumably is going to be back in the main narrative, it doesn't really make sense to separate him out. And once again, I was always wondering how they were going to do the U20 game, and even the new Ignis League in episode Nagi, considering the perspectives we'd already seen so much. And we already had kind of an issue on episode Nagi where we were repeating a whole lot of content. We even do some of that in this chapter. But, I guess this is the end. Hey, I did it. A new technique. Huh? That passed just now. Oh, and he realized that. That's nice though. He even if he didn't realize it was Rey who passed it to him, he realizes that, hey, that wasn't the machine that did that. That was a genuine connection that allowed for that evolution. A new technique was born of the connection with Reo, even if he didn't even realize that Reo was there. That's enough for me, Nagi. That's a very big space. Even if you forget me, no matter what happens, no matter how many times or where you go, I'll keep on finding you. Which is so funny because he literally blocked him in the main one. He literally blocked him. He said, I'll keep on finding you until you're kicked out of Blue Lock. That's crazy. I'll keep on finding you. Let's meet beyond our dream. Beyond our dreams is crazy. I actually do like that bar. Prodigy. Voting card, he turns it in. Hey. Reo. Oh? Oh? What is this? Is this him dreaming, I'm guessing? Is this him going beyond his dream? Wait, what is this? Hey, that's the chapter title. Is this? Hold on a sec. Maybe that's why the ball is this a flash forward? This isn't the U20 game. Because I remember in the U20 game, now he was wearing gloves. I remember his iconic fist pump, he does have a glove on. And he's barehanded. So is this him after chapter 310? Does this spoil... Well, I mean, obviously we knew he was going to make it back, but does this spoil him making it to the U20 match? Because it looks like he's running onto the pitch. Then again, this still is in the Blue Lock Stadium. So unless it is meant to imply that the whole World Cup is going to be taking place in the Blue Lock Stadium, this is a weird thing. Maybe this is just Nagi's dream, I'm guessing. Because look at this. This is the entire Blue Lock and Japan team screaming for him. But let's see. Charging out looking mad clean. Oh, and that it just ends there. We don't even know he's still what? We don't know. But there it is. All right. A nice. A calm little end episode. A calm little end. I will admit, some of this chapter does feel kind of weird. While we have to fix the whole, how could Nagi and Reo interact without actually showing them in third selection interacting, we have to do that in order to close off the main dynamic of this manga, obviously. I still think the whole Bachira thing was weird, and Shido running around literally in the buff, also very weird and very, just strange. I'm not even gonna, in comparison to where I'll be like, oh, we're not beating the BL allegations, but I'm fine with that, I'm cool with that. Generally just weird. I don't know what Kaneshiro Sensei and Salamiya Sensei were cooking with that. It was just strange. Also, the art for that section just wasn't really the best. All that for the final chapter, it feels like a very strange thing. It almost feels like they were trying to fill time, and there's still a whole bunch of stuff they could have shown in this very chapter. So I'll admit that feels a little bit weird, but ultimately, the core of episode Nagi, which is the Reo and Nagi dynamic, and very specifically Nagi's hunger and or lack thereof, and his requirement to be supported by others. That is what's highlighted here the most. That's what's clearly displayed here. And this mystery in this last page, this last panel, as he presumably runs onto the pitch to represent Japan, I'm guessing. That's real nice. It's his individual story is over, but the story of Nagi Seshiro and his development, just as the story of Reo Mikage and his development, is nowhere near complete. Blue Lock still has a lot more to go. So while this is the end of this, it truly isn't the end of anything. So overall, a W chapter. If you made it all the way to the end of this review, please leave forevermore. I'm not sure if forevermore is one word or two words, but forevermore in the comment section down below. I did thank you so much for watching. If you want to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that notifications so you not miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you do not have the page down below, use what me for as well as one, things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. And so now become a member of the channel for as well as 3 months to get the same perks and more. So those perks include the live reactions here this series I have to review, add variations of all my videos, and if you become a $20 Patreon or $12 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, you have a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below. You can drop 5 beans for a short video, 29 beans for a long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off. I would like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Super Flame Zero, Glacier, XZ, Zera, Brendan Payne, J2MA, Guillaume, Buddha Uda, Alex Kenny, Yuki Ally, Enzo, Nevis 97, Zachary Wilson, Azo 2404, Planet Crone, Rye Rich, G Prosper, Swift Strike, Alexicon, Striker Man, and Autumn Mornings Lazo. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our line art patrons: Sean, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin, Encarnacion, Dread Zoan, and A+A. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our Ink tier members: Austin Wimberly, Euchia, and Shrimpo the Shrimp. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. And I'd like to give a thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Waki Munoz and Waki Munoz. And a vinyl and thank you to our ultimate That Guy with a Pencil tier patron, Calvin's wife. Not Calvin Elder, who ultimately does have one of my kidneys, but now I must know, and I must undergo the process of getting the second one removed, so I can send the other over to this wonderful family.